Hello, welcome to another Squad Games video. Today we're going to be talking Ratlings Kill Team. We're going to be going over the team and our impressions of the team as we do have the rules here.
Yes.
Now, I will say thank you to Games Workshop for sending us the models, the book, and the box early so that we could review this copy. And this team, Saya is painting for our battle report here coming up soon. Hopefully it drops today, the same time that this video also drops.
If not, stay tuned for it.
Yeah, it should be out relatively soon or shortly. But yeah, so this is going to be pretty interesting. This is crazy. It's a crazy team. My wife loves the models. They're all rotund, sausage-eating snipers.
Hobbits.
Hobbits.
I want to point something out. A buddy of mine and I, about a year and a half ago, maybe more than a year and a half ago, we were still in second edition. We were like, do you think they're ever going to make Ratlings a thing since they need to do a refresh on the range? And he's like, yeah, I think they're all going to have snipers. He was like spot on. Yeah. I didn't realize how accurate that was, but in addition to how much these rules are like really inspiring, like they're very, very fun rules.
They are very fun rules. They're very interesting rules. And this team even has a lot of competitive play, I think. I think so. I think the team is unique enough and is strong enough and has so many different ways to play it. This team definitely seems more... The orcs, you just run at people and you kill them. We do have that video on the channel. Make sure you check that one out. These guys seem a little bit more complicated. And your mileage may vary with how big your feet are. So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I got my foot here. I keep shoes on those, so I'm not a hobbit.
It's funny. I grabbed my Blackstone Fortress and I pulled out the two Ratlings.
Oh yeah, Saya was showing me them.
Yeah, so I pulled them out, and they're shorter than the Ratlings that came out in this kit,
but no less potent.
Yes, snipers be snipers. Snipers be sniping. So this is a very interesting kill team. I had to buy some Ogryns for this team. There is a Ratling Fixer. My wife really wanted the coffee cup. I didn't want the coffee cup. I wanted the one with the double guns. But it's my team. It's my wife's team. So she chose the coffee cup.
I'm glad she went with the cup.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I think it's cool.
Good for you.
Let us know if you choose the cup or the rifle in the comments. I think the cup is the way to go.
Leader can take either the battle rifle or the sniper rifle. And then you have 10 Ratlings. You can choose up to 10 more operatives, right? Now, what's interesting with this is that the Bullgryns don't take up multiple slots.
Which I was surprised. I thought they totally were.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
no, they
right?
Don't. And I think there's really only 2 operatives that you would take from the Bullgryns. I might be wrong. We'll have to see. But the Battle Mutt, this is like just a big team. You could have up to like 28 maybe like 26 models or something like that, 9 of which being Ogryns if you didn't magnetize anything.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, you cannot magnetize the Ogryns very effectively. Ask me how I know.
He tried.
I tried, and I don't want to do it. It's too much work. So we have the Battle Mutt, who I love. I think he's very cute. We have Bullgryns. We have Bullgryns with the Grenade Gauntlet and a Power Maul and a Brute Shield or a Slab Shield. Now, I think that you're probably always going to take the Slab Shield.
I think you always take.
And then
yeah.
And then the Ogryn is not that great comparatively.
Big sad. Sorry, Ogryn.
Then we have the Big Shot, which is an amazing model. We have the Bomber, which is an amazing model. The Hardbit, great model. Raider, also a good model. Sneak, great model. Sniper, it's a sniper. Spotter. Then you have your Stash, Master, and your Vox-Thief. Now,
quite a lot of guys.
Yeah, you cannot select. So you cannot select more than 3 Ogryns. Okay. Now, when you drop an Ogryn, you're allowed to take any ploy for free. So if you take nothing but Ratlings, you get 3 ploys every round for free.
Yes, they do have to be the Ratling specific ones, but that's a majority of them.
Yes, it is actually kind of insane.
Yes.
Some of them are really, really good, and they make you think about dropping the Bullgryns.
Yeah.
They really, really do. Now, whether or not that's the competitive move or the right move, maybe it's the right move for you because you didn't want to buy the Ogryns. I don't know.
which historically I've always had a hard time finding them in stores.
Yeah.
I just can't seem to find them anywhere.
So we have the Grenade Gauntlet, we have the Power Maul, and then this one is the Ogryn. Yeah, so this is going to be quite a fun flip through because this team has some really fun rules. They have the Scarper rule. Scarper? Scraper?
Scarper? Scarper.
Despite their small stature, Ratlings are fleet of foot, using their speed and agility to outpace and evade their foes. What does Scarper mean?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up.
It has to be a real word, right?
I don't think I actually read it. Scarper, informal British. Of course it's British. That's why we don't know what it is. And it's informal British for run away. They left the stuff where it was and scarpered. That is such a weird word.
But that feels right, because if I was going to have hobbits in the 41st millennium, I'd give them
British?
Well, no, but I'd give them a rifle and I'd tell them go do that and then run away when someone's coming at you.
So they're saying dwarves are like German/Norwegian because they have a bunch of those kinds of names. And
yeah, that sounds right.
Ratlings
like
are the British, and guardsmen are American.
I don't know anymore.
Well, maybe they're German.
Well, in the newest trailer, they had American accents.
Did they?
The Aquilons had it.
Oh.
In one of the trailers. I can't remember which one, but I just remember hearing that's the first time I've heard an American accent.
They also have other languages.
They do, but that was the first time I've heard an American accent for English.
Okay, all right.
Yes, very specifically. Just wanted to point that out.
So after each enemy's operative's activation, before the next operative is. I can't even. It's too late. It's too late, everyone.
We were having a fun time bringing this to you.
After each operative's activation, before the next operative is activated, you can perform a free dash with a Ratling operative, excluding the Bullgryns, the Ogryns, and Sneak. Wow, you can't do it with the Sneak. That's weird.
He has a different thing, that's why.
But it cannot finish that move within 3 inches of an enemy operative unless it's not visible to an enemy operative when it finishes that move. So this is interesting because they essentially get out of activation dashes with everyone. Now here's the question. Does it say that each friendly operative can only do this once per turning point? I was just about to ask if we could cheese it.
There you go.
You cannot cheese it. And cannot do so after the final activation of the turning point. You cannot use this rule after consecutive enemy activations during the same turning point. In other words, after using this rule, you must skip the next opportunity of doing so, that turning point, until you can do so again. Okay.
For like GAs and stuff, right?
Yeah, so this is a really good rule to stay out of reach of your opponents. Or to sneak up onto an objective. Maybe you just killed a model and then you're trying to sneak onto the objective.
Yeah, and it's mainly to get away, right? So if your enemies are coming close, as long as you can hide.
It doesn't say that you have to dash away from enemies, does it?
You can't end within 3 inches of them, or unless you're hidden. Like if your dash would get you into a place where you're unseen by heavy terrain, let's say for example, and no one can see you, then you could move closer technically. Otherwise, you got to move further away from the enemies.
I have to read everything like 6 times before I understand it.
It's all right. That's what we do here. Yeah.
I'm the dumb one.
Don't worry, we all do that. I'm sure there's wonderful people watching as well that are going to pause this, and I'll be looking like this midway, and then they'll be like reading sniper positions. Exactly.
So sniper positions is whenever a friendly Ratling operative is more than 6 inches away from enemy operatives and has the heavy terrain within its control range. The stationary profile on its profile, and has the stationary profile. It has the silent special rule.
It's pretty good.
Now, a lot of the snipers in this team do not have the silent special rule.
Correct.
So this is almost a take-in every single round. Because why not keep your models on conceal and shooting?
And in the flavor of the season, Vulcus, it is heavy for days.
It is.
So you will be using this a lot.
I will say also that I used my sniper all the time at Worlds and it never got a shot off. So I'm interested to see how many shots these guys can get off.
Yeah, and I mean if you have silent, you can play really defensively, which is nice.
Yeah. So, G, why don't you take a crack at crack shots?
I'll take a crack at that crack shots. Whenever a friendly Ratling operative is shooting an enemy operative more than 6 inches from it, if that friendly operative hasn't performed the charge, fallback, or reposition action during the activation, or it's a counter action, its rifle, if any, has the balanced special rule.
So if somebody hasn't moved, your gun has the balanced rule.
Yes, so in theory, you could shoot first, get your crack shot, and then you can run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you
And
combine
then if somebody comes up with you, tries to come, then they can dash again.
they could dash away. Yep.
Yeah, cool. So we have Shifty, which is whenever a friendly Ratling operative, I don't know why they just don't call them hobbits, excluding Ogryns or Bullgryns, has a conceal order and is in cover, it cannot be selected as a valid target for taking precedences over all rules. So guess what? You take Shifty, and you take sniper positions, and now you have a bunch of snipers
In Super Conceal. What are we doing anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. Now you want to drop 2 Ogryns, don't you? You want to drop 2 Ogryns.
Just so you can get the free thing.
All your snipers have super concealed super snipers.
The beautiful thing is a lot of people buying this for their first time are going to get to experience that.
They are.
Because I don't know how many have the Ogrins right away.
But the Ogryns are really good.
They're really good.
Just
You'll see.
Yeah, they're really good. So we have frontline assault whenever a friendly Ratling Bullgryn or friendly Ratling Ogryn operative is shooting within or fighting within or retaliating within your opponent's territory or within 3 inches of an objective marker, its weapon has the balance special rule. So yes, as we can see, the Ogryns charge up the board and their little fat homies, the Bullgryns are also fat, but their little homies sit back and shoot, right?
Yep.
So these guys obviously want to be in the front fighting. They don't want to be
They're holding that middle objective, and they're asking you, take it from me.
Yeah, yeah. So survival instincts. Use this Firefly ploy when an enemy operative is shooting or retaliating against a Ratling operative, excluding Ogryns or Bullgryns. If you're allocating dice to block, if it's a normal success, it can block 1 unresolved critical success. If it's a critical success, it can block 2 unresolved successes. So, G, explain what I just read, because I have no idea what I just read.
Yes, so this one basically, as you'll see later, Ratlings aren't very tough. I would say they're a sand cannon. They're even weaker than glass. So this job here...
Sand cannons hurt.
What you want to do is when you're doing your thing, right? So I'm going to do a normal success. I'm going to block 2 hits instead, and then my critical. You can unblock 1 unresolved critical success if it's a critical success, and you can block 2 unresolved successes, normal or critical, if it's a critical success. So your normals stop crits, and your crits can stop 2 normals or a crit.
Well, this is also when somebody shoots a friendly Ratling.
Yes, or fighting. Yes, shooting or fighting.
So you can also, if somebody shoots you, you can retain 2. Is that what it's saying? It can block 2 unresolved successes, normal or critical. It's crazy.
Yeah. So basically, you're going to be using this. I'm expecting people to use this on either you're really aggressive. Not aggressive. You're really
the Hardbit, the sneak, and a few other models.
Everyone who's moving forward, or your big sniper that you don't want to explode.
Yeah,
yeah. Those are going to be your 3 where I'm seeing survival instincts is going to come into play because you want to just keep them alive.
Sharpshooter. A lot of these are really good, guys and ladies. Use this Firefly ploy when a friendly Ratling operative is performing the shoot action with a rifle, and you are selecting a valid target. Mm-hmm. Having another friendly Ratling operative within an enemy's control range that doesn't prevent that operative from being selected. So if somebody charges your home, because this happened all the time.
All the time.
So like I have the Slanesh, the crazy Slanesh guy with the Grizzly trophy charges a guardsman and is like, yeah, you can't do anything. And I'm like, you're right. I'm just gonna lose the game now. Not these guys. They can be like, hey, I'm gonna use my big gun and I'm gonna shoot the crap out of that guy. Crazy. Yep. So
taking helmets off. Bam.
Yeah, taking big helmets off.
So heck yeah.
This is a pretty good one.
This is what I like about this is your opponent has to really think about, am I really safe by getting stuck inside combat with you? No, I could get my head blasted off because I'm in the open.
Just murder them.
Right.
Unless you're trying to make them burn their CP.
Right. So that's what this is such a good counterplay. Just to really throw your opponent off. Like, because obviously the normal strategy for a lot of players is to charge and run up. I'm safe technically, because you can't hit me. You've already activated. But now
this is just the better blooded.
It's the better blooded with no callous disregard in this sense, because you don't accidentally kill your friend either. You know, the Ratlings, hobbits, are too short, so they're going to be fine. Now, if it's a Ratling on Ratling, I don't know how they determine that. They're both same height, so whatever.
So we have larcenous.
Ooh, they're committing crimes.
They are. They're thieving little sneak thieves.
As they should.
Yeah, why don't you read this one, G?
Absolutely. So you use this firefight ploy during a friendly Ratling operative's activation, excluding the Ogryn or Bullgryn. Until the end of that activation, that operative doesn't have to control a marker to perform the pickup marker, or mission actions that usually require this, taking precedence over the other actions conditions. It only needs to contest the marker, and having an enemy operative within control range of it doesn't prevent it from doing so. So, in theory, you know, your guys with two APL models, you could just be like, I'm going to pick it up instead. I just have to contest it. And against elites, well, you're still going to need at least 2 of them on there because you need to beat them, and they got 3.
Yeah, this is pretty dang good.
It's pretty dang good. So this, and you know, we were just complaining about the Grizzly trophy. So yeah, it would cost 2, but I think this just makes it free. Right?
I think it still would cost 2.
It's still okay.
But he doesn't have to control the objective.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So yeah, okay. That's right. Which is still nice. Nice.
And it says, and having an enemy operative within its control range doesn't prevent it from doing so. So you can do this
in middle of
you can charge somebody and then...
Yeah, so now you're safe while you're in combat with them, and then you can pick it up.
Interesting.
That's pretty funny to think about.
All right. So this is the one team that gets around that rule.
This will be the one team. I mean, that makes sense. They're thieves, right? Lord, what was it? The Hobbit, they said they need to hire a thief?
Yeah.
And there you go.
Then we have shoot and hide. Use this ploy, this firefight ploy, after a friendly Ratling operative that has an engage order performs the shoot action with a rifle. If it's more than 3 inches away from enemy operatives or not visible to every enemy operative, you can change its order to conceal.
That is so good.
Yeah, they just have capricious plan. Why not? 1 CP. Why not? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because we're gonna get through the operatives here, and you're gonna see why.
Real quick before we jump there, which ones? If you had to abandon all your Ogryns, which 3 are you taking?
For me,
I
would definitely do 1, 2.
So you're taking sniper positions and shifty.
Yeah.
I would do the same too.
Yeah, and then, oh man, I don't know my third. Do you have a third?
I think you take crack shots, because as much as I would want to take one of these, firefight ploys by nature are more situational. So I wouldn't necessarily want it to be 0 all the time because I may not be using it. But I would always benefit from these 3. Like, I think these are the 3 you take. You take your sniper positions, your crack shots, and your shifty.
Shoot and hide can also be super useful.
Oh, you're totally right.
But most of your things here, most of your guys here, you can shoot from conceal. But there are a couple operatives that you want to have on engage. So this is a possibility.
You're right. Shoot and hide is a possibility. And then these 3 right here, I would also consider taking.
Yeah.
Let us know what you take in the comments.
Yeah, because this is also just, you know, if you shoot an operative that hasn't gone anymore, you get balanced.
Right, and if you're already in sniper position,
snipers with balance, pretty good.
Yeah, you're already hitting. So yeah, let's start it up.
So the leader here. So essentially, you can take the battle rifle, hitting on 2s, 3-4 damage, 4 attacks.
Not bad.
As we do see, he has 7 wounds.
Nice.
Yeah, 5 up save. 5-inch move, and 2 APL.
Ooh, little squatted legs.
Yeah. So we have target destination, strategic gambit. Select 1 enemy operative visible to this operative until the end of that turning point. Whenever a friendly Ratling operative is shooting that operative with a rifle, that weapon has the lethal 5.
So he's calling somebody out and going.
It means he has lethal 5.
He calls someone out and says that guy
that
against
means
this guy.
Devastating 3.
That's
on everything.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, to say the least. Now, he does have devastating 3 heavy.
He's a crazy spotter.
So he can't, so it's stationary. So this one would work with sniper's positions because it has a stationary rule to it, I believe, right?
That's right, it has stationary profile.
So as long as he's not moving, you get him up. You know, there's a couple Volcus maps where you could just stick tons of dudes tons of dudes onto onto a vantage.
Especially if you can get to that top vantage.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and if you're not there anyways, you can just dash. You can free dash. All right. So.
And don't forget his other thing, the Munitorium contracts.
Oh yeah, you can select one extra equipment, which is cool. Their equipment's really
cool.
good.
They start with 5 equipment in this game.
Yeah. This guy, it's a pretty long section of paragraph, but essentially, operatives excluding Ogryn and Bullgryns, this dog can bark, and immediately everyone within a certain range of it can perform a free 3-inch dash, as long as it's...
Or fallback.
Yeah, or free. For free.
You just got to move away from enemy, which is, again, this team, like we saw with Scarper, you want to get out of there because, like we mentioned, these guys are sand cannons. They fall apart to wind.
Yeah, so. Homie has 4 wounds, 5 up save. Melee's not great, but he's a cute little pug.
Yes, this is an emergency dog. You don't put him for fighting. Now, don't put him in the fray, guys.
Now we were saying wow, we want to drop Ogryns all the time. We want to do this. We want to do that. They're so good. The ploys are so good. Well, let's just check to see how bad Ogryns are or good they are in order to see if you ever want to do this, right? So Bullgryns have 16 wounds, 4 up save, 6. They have more wounds than a
Space Marine.
Okay. You can take the Grenadier Gauntlet, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, 3/5 damage, and blast 2. You can take 3 dudes.
With blast 2.
With blast 2 grenades doing 3/5.
And they come with a slab shield.
Yeah, you can give them a slab shield, which gives them, which is also just attacks.
A decent attack.
Yeah, 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, 3/4 damage. Or you can go for the more melee-orientated version. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4/6 damage, power weapons with shock.
Not bad.
Crazy. So the shield, if an operative has a slab shield, has a 3-up save. So now we have a 3-up Space Marine
with
a grenade gauntlet.
And blast 2.
Or a power maul. It's crazy. If it has a brute shield, whenever it's fighting or retaliating, each of your blocks can be allocated to block 2 unresolved successes instead of 1. So if you fight, I think it's if you just have it, right? You just need to have it.
Yeah, you need to have the brute shield specifically.
Yeah, so obviously they're trying to say you want to take the brute shield power maul, but to be honest, the slab shield is still really good because you have a 3-up save, right? And you're probably going to be killing whatever, unless you're going into Space Marines.
Yeah, so, that's probably into elites. I think you take the power maul, right?
Probably,
right? Just for the damage.
Yeah, I think power maul, and then you might take the brute shield just so you can double parry. Do more damage.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've all seen how strong double parry is for Space Marines. And it's better than a chain sword.
Oh, yeah.
Brute, whenever your opponent is selecting a valid target, if this operative is the conceal order, it cannot use a light cover for cover. Good thing Vulcus has so much heavy. We don't care. Whilst this can allow the operative... Did they really say whilst?
Whilst this can...
Wow, so this is just a really British book.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It probably says printed in the UK on the back.
It probably does. This operative can be targeted assuming it's visible. It doesn't remove its cover save.
Which is normal. They brought it up to line. All big brutes have this rule now, so this just everyone has it.
And slow-witted, gain 1 CP. It takes one additional CP to do pickup marker or open hatches.
Or mission actions, excluding hatches.
Yes. Excluding. So, why don't you take us over the Ogryn, which is objectively the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
He didn't bring armor to this fight, so he is 6-inch move, 5-up save, and 16 wounds. He has a Ripper gun, 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4/5 damage. Range 8 with punishing, which is nice. Punishing's nice. And a bayonet, 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4/5 damage. His rules are fine whenever bayonet charge. Whenever this operative finishes moving during the charge action, you can inflict D3+1 on one enemy operative within its control range.
Objectively, he might be really good into like 7 wound.
7 wound, yeah, things that you can probably guarantee the kill in the first hit.
Yeah.
And then he has the Brute, which was the Brute rule from before, and Slow-Witted, which is the same rule as before. Here's my issue with this guy, and I was trying to find a good place outside of the 7 wound guys, like against Horde teams. I don't think you take him, because what these guys kind of need is dudes to hold the front line. And that's what the Bullgryns do.
Yeah.
The Bullgryns do. So you want to take the Bullgryns over the Ogryns, I think.
All day, every day. That's my
and if you think there's another reason why you'd want to take your regular, happy little Ogryns, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, so here's the crazy one. Homie with the big shot. 6 wounds. So this is some of the lowest wound operatives we've seen in the game.
Oh, yeah.
So he has the mobile profile for his tank gun, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4 damage, devastating 1, and heavy dash, and piercing. So he can dash and shoot piercing 1. Pretty good, especially when you have severe, when your leader calls out a homie, But it's even crazier.
I think it's balanced, right?
Oh, yeah. Is it balanced?
I think it's balanced. It might be severe, honestly. I can't remember.
No, lethal 5.
We both are wrong. All right.
Lethal 5.
Lethal 5 is still good.
Yeah. And then we have the tank stopper rifle, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, 4/2 damage, devastating 4. Devastating 4. Heavy, piercing 1 so he can't move, and severe. Now here's the crazy thing. Once again, he has the stationary profile.
Put him behind a piece of heavy. Add the previous rule. The
sniper shots.
Yep.
Whenever more than 6 inches, the heavy trait in his control range, stationary profile, silent rule.
A silent tank buster. What's going on? And then
Unless if I'm reading it wrong.
No, you got it right. It's stationary. Partner this up with your leader. Tell him, hey, you also get a lethal 5. Wow, hitting on 2s.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, and a severe. So if you miss that for some reason, you still do 4 mortal wounds.
No matter what.
Yeah, like what is going on?
Lethal 5, possibly.
Oh, my goodness.
Crazy. And then what was crack shots? Crack shots gives you balanced.
Throw in crack shots. Why not? You're not going to move.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can free dash afterwards, out of activation dash.
You're right.
And then their fists are the worst melee probably in the game, maybe next to glitchlings.
I think I was going to say it's the glitchlings or the bugs from
Gellerpox.
Gellerpox also, yeah.
And then we have a Rattling Bomber. I'm glad there's so much words on this one, Giacomo. I'm so excited that you get to read it.
So again, 5-inch movement. He actually is wearing armor, 4-up armor, with 6 wounds. Not anything to, say is great. So let's start with his weapons. He has the Explosive Arsenal. 5 attacks hitting on 3s, 4/5 damage, with a litany of special rules. Range 3, Blast 1, Heavy Reposition only, Limited 1, Piercing 1, and Saturate.
Yeah, it's funny how he has heavy reposition and Vetgar don't. Go ahead.
Nope, yep. You're not gonna. Sorry, man, you're not getting it. Maybe in the future. Then he has a sniper rifle, mobile, 4 attacks on 4s with 3/4 damage. The stationary one, which is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3/3 with devastating 3 and a heavy weapon. So he's not moving with this, which can be good. And then he has his bionic arm, 3 attacks on 5s, 3/4 damage. Actually, the bomber's pretty lit. He's lit. Now let's get into his rules. Tripwire.
Yeah.
When setting up equipment before the battle, you can set up 2 of your tripwire markers, wholly within your territory and more than 2 inches from other markers. The first time that marker is within enemy operatives' control range, end that operative's actions, if any, and remove that marker and subtract 1 from the operative's APL stat until the end of the next activation.
Now, do they have security? What is their...
They have infiltrate and security.
So contain is pretty good for them. Okay.
Contain's good for them, and honestly, infiltration is good, as we'll see with some of the future ones.
Infiltrate, if you just take the implant.
Implant's going to be perfect with them.
Yeah,
just get in, shoot, and then run away.
But they have to be within 6, but still.
Yes.
Still.
So let's go ahead and just do mines real quick, just to get that out of the way. Mines. When you select the universal equipment, inflict 2d3 plus 3 damage instead. And friendly Rattling operatives, excluding the Ogryn and Bullgryn, are ignored for its effects.
Oh my gosh, they ignore it?
I think, what was it? Wormblade does something with mines too. They get 2 mines and they don't trigger it.
These guys get 1.
But it's more explosive and they don't trigger it.
Cool.
I'd rather take the more explosive and put it in a juicy spot.
Yeah, cool.
Here, you can read the Hardbit.
Yeah, the Hardbit. This guy, 6 wounds. He has a battle rifle, so no sniper.
Very
so
Halo.
This guy can't. This guy can benefit from the engage, flip to conceal.
Yes.
He has a balanced weapon, so he actually is okay in melee.
Yeah.
3 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3/5 damage, right? So he's a little dwarf. You know, it's funny how his combat knife does like just as much damage as a plasma knife.
Yeah, I mean, when your knife is almost as big as you, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. Hunter, this operative can perform the charge action while it has the conceal order.
Nice,
cool.
nice.
If it does so during its activation until the end of that activation, add 1 to the attack stat of its combat knife.
Ooh, 4 attacks.
And that melee weapon has the brutal special rule. So this is just like a super mega Rambo knife.
But wait.
What is going on?
He has more.
Lie in wait. Whenever this operative is retaliating while within light or heavy terrain is within its control range, you resolve the attack die first. Okay, so cool. So he can charge you or get charged as long as he's within 1 inch and can attack first. Cool.
Yeah,
but he only gets the +1 attack if he charged.
Yeah, but I mean, having the chance to do hitting someone with 5 and then getting hit and then hitting them with 3 to kill them could be
balanced, pretty good.
Could be something that saves you. You know.
Yeah, and then we have the Rattling Raider. This guy is really, really cool, and one of the, I would say the, oh goodness, can I even fit this whole thing?
We will get there because there is you get a whole little diorama to show you how this works.
Yeah, this guy is probably one of the most mobile operatives in the game.
Outside of the, what's the dude from Commandos? The little guy.
The Grot.
The Grot.
Yeah.
But the Grot only moves in one direction.
This is the Hobbit Grot.
Yeah. This guy's cooler. He's like his little indie.
Yeah, so this homie has a sniper rifle. So out of the 5 operatives we've seen so far, 4 of them have sniper rifles. 4 of them can take up the sniper rifles. So far, only the Hardbit does not. You probably need the Hardbit to get in and tap objectives and do that kind of stuff. So the Rattling Raider, he has normal snipers, he has a dagger, a little bit better damage. He does 2, hitting on 4s, 2/3 damage, which is better than a lot of the other guys. Oh, we didn't even go over this dude's bionic arm.
Oh, yeah. 3 attacks on 5.
You hit on 5, cool, 3/4 damage.
But 3/4 is not nothing to sly about.
True.
The damage is nice.
So he has Slingshot for 1 AP. Select a point of terrain that's visible to horizontally within 6 and higher than this operative. Remove this operative from the kill zone and set it up wholly within X +1. I didn't know I had to learn algebra to play Kill Team. Horizontally at that point and not within control range of an enemy operative and with its point visible to it. Okay? X is that point's height rounded to the nearest inch to a maximum of 5. Cool. This action is treated as a reposition action. Okay, so all right. As a reposition action. Interesting. So, grappling hook. Whenever this operative is climbing terrain, treat its vertical distance as 2. Regardless of any other rules. Cool. So, interesting thing about this operative is that you can slingshot to the piece of something up here, and then slingshot behind light cover, and then take a suppressed sniper mobile shot, 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, 3/4 damage, silent, while all being on conceal. So really cool. You can't do the stationary one because obviously it does count as a reposition action.
Yep. Or you can slingshot your way and get further up the board so you can get your infiltrate abilities if you take any infiltration too.
The cool thing about the Rattling Raider is all of his weapons are from conceal.
Yep, he put a suppressor on his weapon. He's one of the few that decided that's the thing I'm going to take. Smart move.
Imagine taking this guy, slingshotting up on turning point 1 onto onto a thing, and then just
You have you have shifty turned on too, so you're super concealed. Like you're not getting shot by anything.
Nope, unless if they get on another objective, on another.
Or they charge you, and then you just use your friend to shoot into charge range.
Yeah, so this guy's really, I think, really invaluable for a lot of the teams.
Yes, I think he's going to be on the team all the time.
Mm-hmm. We have the sneak next. Gee, you want to take this guy? It's one of my other favorites.
Yes, so this guy has a suppressed rifle, suppressed sniper rifle, mobile.
Another silent everything gun.
Yep, pretty standard, nothing too crazy about it. His fists are bad. He has optics. Until the start of this operative's next activation, whenever it's shooting, enemy operatives cannot be obscured. So this is good into Volkis terrain where you can...
For 1 AP, yeah.
For 1 AP, and so you kind of want to have him in a position already. And then he has evade. So once per turning point, after an enemy operative performs an action, you can interrupt that activation or counteraction and perform a free dash action with this operative. That's why you can't use this with the Scrapper ability.
Yeah, because you can do it, you can just counteract.
So if your opponent is like, all right, hey, I'm going to charge you. Just kidding, I'm interrupting and getting out of here. So now you're not in charge range anymore.
Yeah.
That is huge because the Scrapper happens after.
Yeah.
This happens during an interrupt. So this guy is like hiding.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's very nice.
And a dash means you can also jump off of stuff.
Yeah, which is important.
Yeah, so this is just a normal sniper. It's just a normal homie. You know, sniping.
Pretty good. By the way, devastating 3 instead of devastating 1.
But also, notice how this doesn't have the silent keyword.
Nope.
So if you take snipers, you really want to take the, what is that? You want to take sniper positions
yes.
so that your stationary profile, you know.
Yeah, is silent, which is nice.
Yeah, and then if you have to go on mobile, you can always spend a CP to flip them back.
Yep, right after. As long as no one can see you.
Yeah, so spotter.
Easy.
Pretty cool guy. Another sniper rifle. How much devastating is in this team? Insane in the membrane. Also, no silent here, so you would still have to use the sniper positions. But he does have a 1 AP action. So at support, he can do a dude within 3 inches and tell them that they have the seek light and is not obscured. So this is the same exact spotter that Veteran Guard have, or Death Corps, and that Dwarves have.
Yep, and I think that's perfectly fine with spotters.
Yep.
It's good.
Also 5 up saves, 6 wounds. And then we have the Stash Master.
Stashing snacks in that belly.
Do you want to take this guy?
Absolutely. So you have your sniper rifle mobile and stationary as before. I want to point out that if it's not suppressed, all your sniper rifles have devastating 3, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And he's light-fingered. So once during each of this operative's activation...
Again, you don't have to be in position because you can just dash with the model that interrupts somebody else's thing and then have them in position and then shoot the guy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a whole thing with this
thing.
So again, once during each of this operative's activation, it can perform the place marker, pickup marker, or a mission action for 1 less AP. So Grizzly Mark countered.
Yep.
Yeah, we finally did it, guys. We broke Grizzly Mark.
Yeah, we figured it out.
So this guy, he's going to want to be in your backline, or in the backline doing stuff, or the objectives, and he's well stocked. So if you select the ammo cache from the universal equipment, you can set up an additional ammo cache marker.
Yeah.
I was a mad hater on ammo cache. I've seen it used now. I think it's perfect for this team. Because you're going to be like,
2.
Yeah, you go, all right, this guy's sniper nest, we're going to put an ammo cache. This guy's sniper nest, we're going to put a cache. All right, cool. He's going to have a balanced special rule. He's going to have a balanced special rule.
On ITD, imagine. You can just like, I'm going to have 2 snipers and my spotter right here looking down this long hallway. I'm going to put a cache right here. And then these guys are just going to shoot on conceal and have super conceal all day. Good luck. We are not toxic. We are short.
Short kings.
We are short kings. Short kings we are.
Yeah, so watch out for that. Yeah, Stash Master is really good. You're going to take him because...
Why not?
Even if you just had light fingers, I think he'd still be good. Yeah. The fact that he has well stocked to give you the 2 ammo cache.
Yeah, real good. He's great for loot. He's great for a lot of certain mission actions. And then we have one final operative, and this is the Vox-Thief. This guy can select a dude and give... so he has to choose a Ratling operative. Do Ogryns also have the Ratling keyword?
They have the Rattling Ogryn and Rattling Bullgryn.
No, they have Rattling right here.
Just as its own?
Rattling.
Oh, I guess they could pick them too. It doesn't say exclude.
When you select another friendly Ratling operative visible to and within 6 of this operative, until the end of its next activation, add 1 to that operative's APL stat. So
Not bad.
So now you could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could move dash, shoot somebody, and then flip them back to conceal. Pretty good.
I mean, the thing is, you do have to be close, though. So this is where, since it's support, you actually may want to take the comms thing to go a 9-inch to get in a good spot and tell people to do stuff.
It is a support ability. Yeah.
There are times where I see myself maybe not taking the Vox-Thief with how many good operatives you have.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
I think we were talking about this before, and he's one of the guys, like, you might leave at home sometimes.
Yeah, I might leave him at home. If I was going to leave models at home, so how many operatives are here? And then we'll go over the... before we do that, let's see their equipment.
Let's go to their equipment real quick.
Pretty important. Importante. We have faction equipment. We have...
the purloined
rations.
Mm-hmm.
G, take it away.
So once per turning point, whenever a friendly Ratling operative, excluding the Battle Mutt, Bullgryn, or Ogryn, is activated, you can use this rule. If you do, until the end of that activation, improve the hit stat of this rifle by 1. Wow.
Hitting on ones?
I mean...
Hitting on ones?
Technically, but a 1's always a fail, so, you know...
Does it say that in the rulebook?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
Does it?
I think so. If you have a rule book in front of you, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, but a lot of these, that just kind of makes any other stationary sniper rifle into a 2-up. Hitting on a 2-up is utterly fantastic.
It's phenomenal. It's very nice.
Yeah, this is something I think you take pretty much every game, once per turning point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, you have 5, because your leader gives you that 5th one. You have 5 equipment points.
Mm-hmm. We have Lucky Round, which is also really good. Once per turning point, whenever a friendly or Ratling operative is shooting with a rifle, and you've rolled your attack dice, you can use this rule if you haven't used the purloined rations equipment this activation. Okay, if you do so, that weapon has a severe for that sequence. So you just can guarantee that your guy's gonna do 3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, if you have a regular sniper. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's never a bad choice to have Lucky Round.
It is pretty good. And then we have Stolen Goods. Gee, this one's great.
Yeah, so this one we're gambling, which some people may not want to do, but I think there's more good than bad in this, so I think I'd still take this. At the end of the select operative step, roll a d3, and then you see the results. On a 1, you lose a CP. On a 2, you gain 1, and on a 3, your opponent loses a CP. Wow. That's nice.
Take that, Legionary.
No, they're still gonna get you though. So instead of starting with 7 command points, they start with 6 now.
Oh, yeah, but this is actually pretty good, especially if people are thinking that they're going to start with a certain amount of CP, and then you can like kind of throw a wrench in their plan like right away. You know.
You could, or you could get the advantage of having the extra command point. It's always nice. It's a good one. I'd say you still take it, but you probably could leave this at home.
Yeah, you probably could.
You probably could if you want more equipment pieces for your guys.
But sometimes those CP things are good, dude. Those CP things.
They can be. They can be. Yes.
Yeah, and then we have improvised armor. Whenever a Ratling operative is shooting, or whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Ratling Bullgryn, or a friendly Ratling Ogryn, defense dice results of 5-ups are critical successes. It's crazy because you can just have a 3-up slab shield. With a 5-up crit success.
Lethal saves. Yeah, like
lethal saves. You know, frontline crazy man.
Literally a tank. I mean, he has tank treads on his armor.
He does.
So like that makes sense.
It's intense. It's absolutely intense.
If you're gonna do Ogryns, obviously you take improvised armor because of course you want to make sure that your guys aren't moving nowhere. And that is all your stuff. In addition, I would recommend everyone take ladders. Obviously, take the ammo caches. If you're taking the Vox-Thief, take the support.
Well,
you could take the mines because of the one guy.
What do we drop? So if we drop all the Bullgryns, what is our? So then we would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you would take everything, right?
Otherwise.
So if we're adding the 3 Bullgryns, what are you dropping, Giacomo?
I'm dropping the Vox-Thief.
Okay.
I would drop potentially the Stash Master.
The guy who does 1 AP?
I think
if you're not taking ammo cash, you might want to drop him.
But I kind of want to, because ammo cash for balanced on your dudes is not bad. I think I don't take
I'll
the
make one
Vox-Thief.
easy for you. Sniper. You're going to drop the sniper. Because why would you? They all have sniper rifles.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You could drop the sniper. Cool, so that's 2. And then I think the last one, you always want the raider. Maybe the sneak.
Or the battle mutt. Sneak is
you're
good.
right. I forgot you could drop the battle mutt. Yeah, leave your dog at home.
Yeah, but the battle mutt might be indispensable, like during games, like put him somewhere, somebody charges, you can kind of dash away. Could be pretty good, because especially if you have Ogryns and you don't want your models to be in combat, the battle mutt still might be really good. You could drop the Hardbit maybe, but then you're kind of like, who's going up to tap points? I think things starts to get difficult. But you do have like 3 insane Bullgryns coming in.
Yeah.
So like 3 crazy Bullgryns.
It's a good team. Obviously, you're going to take your security. You could probably do contain pretty easily. You could probably do hold the center pretty easily if you take Ogryns. Go Ogryn heavy.
You probably could.
You probably could.
Contest me.
Right.
I dare you.
Right. Come get me. And then if you do,
I think contain would be good with the team too. Like,
absolutely.
If you come into my zone, I'm going to charge you with an Ogryn and kill you, or I'm going to shoot you while you're in combat. Does that rule say that it can't be an Ogryn that they're in combat with?
I think it has to be a Ratling.
Which one?
And that would be for.
Is it sharp shots? Mm-hmm. When a friendly Ratling operative is performing the shoot action, and you're selecting a valid target, having another friendly Ratling operative within an enemy range. No, you can...
Oh, wow.
If you can charge somebody with a Bullgryn, not fight. Last turn, shoot your big shot into the guy.
I mean, yeah, and in addition with contain, since we're on the topic, you can really position a lot of snipers to be in a good spot anyway, so that you don't want to come down that hill and just get, like, blasted.
Yeah, and then you can take mines, you can take razor wire to really funnel people to be... I want you to come down this lane and shoot the crap out of you.
Right, so contain is very good for these guys.
The Bullgryns are great for take ground.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I mean, like, you can pretty much almost guarantee 4 infiltration points if you just shoot a model once within 6 inches, and then
they die, whatever. Like, yeah, you just leave that guy alive for the rest of the game.
You can just guarantee 4 tac ops, which is really good.
Just go throw a Bullgryn at him and then just be like, I'm only going to block for the rest of this game.
Yeah. Slab shield.
Slab shield. That's it.
Brute shield.
Brute shield. Just brute shielding
fight me?
it.
Okay. Okay.
Yep,
You're gonna fall back. Okay, I'm gonna charge you.
Yep. And you just keep bullying him.
You're infected, my guy.
I'm gonna score those 4. So that's a good way to score 4 infiltration points. Yeah, that team I think is really good. Where would you put them in the tier list?
Definitely A tier.
A tier for
Definitely A.
They have so many tools.
I don't think they go into S tier. I don't know. There should be a balanced data slate sometime in December, right? Maybe early January.
We'll see.
So it really depends on how things shake out, where that team. But right now I would put them in A tier. I know I would have won. Would I have won more games? Could I have beaten Legionary?
You would have had so much
Coven?
more devastating and shooting from conceal where they wouldn't hit you.
That is true.
And since you can more easily get contain, I think this team would have done better into them.
I think that this team would have done immensely better into
the current elites that are in the top tiers.
Well, I mean, Deathcore is definitely D tier. So yeah, this team is a million times better than them. Are they still good enough to take on the current form of the Ultimate Champions? I don't know. But I definitely think that they're at least A tier. I think both of these teams look relatively, from just a look at. We haven't played them yet, but
I think Felgar are going to be fun into these guys.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, then you take the Bullgrins and be like, all right, I'm going to tank the hit and then kill you twice.
Yeah,
I'll do it to you.
Yeah.
Then you got to play Bullgrins. I'm sorry, there's no Ogryn thing I can think of.
Yeah, you could just hit people and. I like the Bullgryns.
I like the Bullgryns. I think they're just cool too.
You could always drop 1 Bullgryn and always take sharpshooters for free too.
Yeah, you just go 2 Bullgryns and the sharpshooter.
But is it worth? Because here's the thing: each of those guys have 6 wounds, right? A Bullgryn is almost worth 3 freaking Ratlings.
I think so, only because the Ratlings can dish out pretty good damage from range, right? And
if somebody gives you targets,
you're right. Which that's what the Bullgryns are for, to be like, if you come at me, I can still hit you pretty hard. Where the snipers are forcing you to have to come down into the Ogryns.
I think this team is going to take a lot of practice to be good.
Whew, yeah, a lot of positioning, and it depends on the map layouts too. Like, are they better in Into the Dark? Are they better in Open? I think Open is probably for them. I think that's where you want to be, is in Open.
Currently on the GW map packs, they'll probably be really good on certain maps because there's so many vantages that start in your deployments.
Yes, and you can be in there and just be like holding a spot. And
yeah. Take reposition, dash, and then you can like fly up on top of one with your big shot and be like, all right, well, I took conceal so I can shoot from conceal.
Yep.
That's how that works, right? I have to read it again just to make sure. Whenever a Ratling operative is more than 6 inches from enemy operatives, has heavy terrain within its control range. Oh, interesting.
Within its control range.
So you can't actually do
this on most vantages.
You can do it on the stronghold.
Right, the stronghold vantages, yes. Which is where I would put that guy anyways.
But you can't do it on the
regular
vantages because control range indicates that you have to have visibility to.
Right, and you can't see under you.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Okay.
And the sides are light.
I'm sure somebody didn't watch the whole video and commented, Here's the thing. Everyone that's watched the video to this point in time, there's going to be people that are like, hey, actually, sniper positions, you can't do it on the small ones.
You got to do it from Mars.
Go and like it, and we will all know that you knew, that we knew, that you knew, that we knew. Because we're sneaky little hobbitses.
We knew. Yeah, I dig this team. I think the 2 in the box set are cool. Again, just to go over the box real quick, you get this, you get the card packs, you get the models, and the piece of terrain. It's cool, man. Enjoy the games with these 2 teams. They are good in a way that I don't feel is overpowered. I get the same level of excitement I kind of get with.
I think that Games Workshop really knocked this out of the park.
Yeah, like flavor and rules.
The rules on this are absolutely superb.
Yeah, I dig it.
And I don't feel gross. Like when I read Legionary rules, I'm like,
oh, I can do this.
These are like
everything has to cost something.
You giggle.
Yeah. And the terrain is cool. You can add it to your existing Vulcus, which is fun. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Highly recommend this box set. Tell us what you think, what you're going to do. Are you going to buy the box set? Which team are you going to play if you're going to pick one of them?
Yeah, make sure you guys pre-order this box because I'm sure it's going to sell out.
It will probably sell out. It is a hot box.
Yeah.
Yes, the boys at Command Points have been saying they like the look of this box.
So it's going to be fun. But yeah, until next time.
We'll catch you later.